Hi, I'm Jeanne Kelly, your credit coach, and I'm so excited to have today a loan officer I love, Anna Maciejewski. How are you, Anna?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm really good. And I'm so excited because I follow you on Instagram and I heard you talking about a no doc loan. And I'm like, need to have you on because I haven't heard that. I feel like in 10 years or a long time ago. So I'm excited to talk about those loans and a lot of other stuff. But before we dive in, I wanted to even see, how did you get into the mortgage business?
So, kind of started actually in real estate. So, I was on the other side of the business. I was doing that and got my mortgage license as a part-time thing. And then eventually I started to really enjoy it, took it full time, and pretty much the rest is history at this point.
That's fantastic though, because working with you, you know both sides, like the realtor side. That's an extra little bonus, definitely.
Exactly. Yep. So I maintain my licenses so it makes it a little bit smoother and easier because, again, we know both sides of the transaction.
Yeah. And what's your favorite thing when it comes to the mortgage process?
There's so many, truly. I really do like to find the exact client to make sure that their product is being matched specifically to them. So really pairing that together and making it a perfect marriage, I think is definitely a big part of the process. And then also, of course, just getting the clients into the homes. I mean, people save for so long. They really try and build to make sure that they can attain home ownership. So when they can finally do it and we get them into that home, it's the most rewarding part of my entire job.
Yeah, of course, because I feel the same way on the credit side. And it's just important, like you're saying, finding the right fit for them
Yeah.
because there's a zillion loans out there, different kind of products. And again, I'm going to put your Instagram link because I'll hear so many different things and I'm like, I didn't know about that. So there just are so many and you can fit them in the right product. So I love that.
Yes, there's so many, and I think a lot of people get a little bit shy to talk about it, or they just don't even know that they exist. So there
Right.
is truly a match for almost everyone.
Okay, I love it. And where are you licensed? Let's talk about that for people who want to work with you.
Yeah, so actually all 50 states. Not every program we have is registered in all 50 states, but most of them are. But I can do pretty much anything. So wherever my clients go, I'm very lucky I get to follow.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
That is amazing. Okay. So now let's dive into the no docs. I have to ask, what does that mean? How does that work?
Okay, so one of my favorite loan products because it's really focusing only on the assets, so how much a client actually has saved, and it's focusing it on credit. So really, this is for clients that have strong credit and a lot of money saved. But what we're doing is we're making sure that we can cover the down payment, we can cover those closing costs, and then make sure that they have a surplus to cover additional payments, and that's how they're getting their loan. So we're really not looking at anything income related, which I think is a really awesome product because it does cover those individuals that may not qualify perfectly just based off of a debt to income ratio.
Okay. So like what type of business that person be in that they'd make a good fit or income wise?
So I think it's really going to be focused in for clients that may be self-employed and maybe don't show all of their income, or maybe they're showing losses for their business. So I think really focusing on those clients that don't necessarily qualify on paper, or let's say it's someone that had a W-2 job for a very long time and now finally they've started their own business, they're self-employed. We don't have those full 2 years or 1 year of tax returns. This product, if they're looking to get into a home, it's the perfect match.
Is there a certain amount of down payment they need to have?
Yes.
Percentage? Okay.
Yeah. So we are looking for 20% down. So
Okay.
just making sure that, they have enough for that. And then also we have to remind everyone that we do need the additional cost for closing costs. So 20% down plus your closing costs.
And what about the loan amount? Does it matter? Can it be small to jumbo?
Yeah. We can do small loans, we can do jumbo loans. We have a lot of flexibility with this product.
Wow. And then on a credit side, because I have to ask that, is there a minimum with the credit score?
So on a purchase, we'll actually go down to a minimum credit score of 700.
Mhm.
Sometimes we can make exceptions for 680, but we're really looking for stronger credit on this program.
Okay. Since you're working with the individuals who are purchasing, do you find them surprised when you tell them their credit score? Or, are there any, like, what are you seeing on the credit side when you're talking to them about that magic number?
That's a really good question. So when it comes to credit, a lot of folks are focusing on their Vantage scores. So they're looking just on Credit Karma. They're not really noticing, okay, my FICO may actually be a little different. And FICOs is what we use to actually pull in that credit and kind of review everything. So it's a little different in that aspect. I think it's always a little bit of a shocker when people hear what their actual FICO is. But usually they are fairly close. So it might just be a little bit off, but a credit score of like, if it's 10 points of difference, that can make or break this loan product. And I think that's with any loan, actually. It can definitely
Mhm.
alter interest rates and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. What would you think? What's your favorite thing that you would wish people before they come see you? What would you want them to be prepared with?
That's also a really good question. I think being very open about their situation and willing to
Hmm.
talk through everything, because we do collect documentation, we review everything, but I think a lot of people are a little bit more fearful on the process and they're not open to starting to talk about the process early enough. Because if we start early, we can really prepare clients to make sure that they're in a good spot on any different type of mortgage loan product. So the earlier that we can start that conversation, I think the better.
Okay. And someone who is self-employed, what would be the best advice for them preparing for before seeing you?
I think same thing. It's the
Okay.
earlier we start, the better. And then just being open to exploring other options versus just focusing on your standards and not being so hooked on the interest rates as well. Because if you see a conventional loan or an FHA loan, those are going to have really good credit scores. And sometimes, if you're self employed and you have to go to one of these alternative products on the non QM channel, so a no doc loan or a bank statement loan, the rates may be slightly different. So I think just being open to options and being open to that conversation of, okay, if this doesn't work, maybe we can switch it to this one and still get you into the home. I think that's a key piece in the consultation process.
Yeah, 100%. I love the idea. First of all, 50 states that you can, work with basically anyone. So that's great for my listeners because they're all over the place. And that just not, sometimes you go to a bank and that's it. There's that one option. So having all of these, tools you have in your toolbox saying, I want to get to know you on paper, doing the math, what's going to work best. And knowing there's so many options that people don't have to be afraid of the process,
Right. I
taking
actually
that fear out.
Yeah, so really good example. It's a client that actually your team is working on helping me make sure that we can get them into a really good spot. The credit was really low. We fixed up the credit thanks to your amazing team. And
Oh,
also, they're self employed. So we've been able to qualify the client with one of these amazing products by going through this whole process of working together for now a full year. I think it's actually a year plus.
mhm.
So, again, starting a little bit earlier, putting that plan in place, super, super important.
I love that. And thank you, as always, for referring people my way. I love it. And where can people find you?
So on Instagram, my I guess at name is Agent Anna Ski. So you can always shoot me a message or comment on one of my videos or my photos and we can engage in a conversation.
Awesome, Anna. I'm going to put all of Anna's links in. And so you'll definitely be able to connect. She's amazing. She'll find you the best loan for you. And thank you for your time, Anna.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Bye.
Bye bye.